Hi everybody, it's a beautiful day here in Frenchman's Cove, Newfoundland. It's the 4th of May and I'm about to show you how to create this beautiful sublimation bag set design using just a little bit of graphics that you can grab off VECTEEZY. Actually it's made with Photoshop brushes and they're very easy to use, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a bag set that I uploaded to my Patreon page. Free members can get the coin purse design, and the paid members get the entire set if so desired. There's links there to download them. So I'm just going to get started here now, showing you how I do this bag front. So I already got this open. It's already been created. So the one I'm going to make is not going to be exactly the same. I'm going to go into Window and brushes. I've already downloaded the smoke brush. Let's see if I can find it. I got all kinds of brushes here. Cloud brushes, grunge brushes, spray brushes. I don't see any smoke brushes. Okay, so they didn't stay there when I closed my application. I got fire. Oh yeah, I do have smoke brushes. And I got fire brushes. There's so many different brushes you can get. So in order to get these brushes, you can go to a site called VECTEEZY. Actually, BrushEasy is a offshoot of VECTEEZY. Contains lots of stuff. If you're subscribed to VECTEEZY, you can get the brushes for free. I'm not sure if you have to pay for them if you're not subscribed to VECTEEZY. So I'm just going to search up smoke brushes. This design can be done with smoke brushes or fire brushes. Actually, it can be done with any kind of brush, but you won't get the same look. So I'm going to start by let's see which ones look the best. They're all so different. So you'll get a different effect with each one. I'm going to try this one. 20 Smoke Brushes, Volume 6. I'm not sure if I had that one or not. I'm just going to double click it. It's a free download. I'm not logged in here, so you should be able to just go to brusheasy.com and get your brushes for free. Okay, download is beginning. Okay, so that's completed. I'm just going to double click on that now. That'll open up in my File Explorer. Okay, 20 smoke brushes. Double click. Now that should be installed right at the bottom of my brushes. Yep, here it is. So I'm just going to scroll down here. So there's 20 different brushes that are smoke. So I'm going to open my layers palette now, and I'm going to get rid of all this, and I'm going to do one that's a little bit different. Layers. So I got my layers here. I'm just going to delete everything except for the black background. So I'm just going to click that one, scroll up back up to the top, hold my shift key, and I'll hit my little garbage can down here at the bottom. Oh, it's not going to let me. Okay, these are selected, so I'll hit Control D to deselect, and it's still not going to let me. Okay, Group 1, delete, Group and Contents. Okay, so you got to have one layer. I'll just add a new layer. I'll select my black color, fill bucket, and fill that in as black. It's not letting me see this because it's in a group that's not visible. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this group. Delete. Get rid of this. Delete. Okay, so I got my canvas set up. I have a guide here in the middle. I don't really need that. I'm going to go in and clear these guides out. Clear guides. Okay, so next we got to grab a brush. So we'll go to our brush tool, and I'm going to select smoke number 12. You can't really see what that brush looks like until you grab it. Brush settings, if you go in here, if you go spacing, you can open it up so you can kind of see what it looks like. The size is 2500 pixels. So when I hover over my canvas here, you can see how large this brush is going to be. I can make it bigger, but if you want the detail, you don't want to go too high because you might lose some detail. It might look a little pixelated. So I need to grab a color now, so I'm just going to go in and I think I'll do this one in a teal color. Oh, this is my color picker. Let's just go to the direct selection. I got a window open here somewhere. Okay, our color picker is here. So I'm going to do it in like a aqua, blue, green sort of colors. So let's, I kind of like this color. So I'm going to say okay. So every time you add brushes, you want to add a new layer, because that way you can go in and you can add graphic styles to your brush layers. And that way you can substantially change the color. You can add gradient overlays. Let's see. Plus, that's a new layer. So I got my color picked. I got my brush picked. I upped the size on it. And I'm just going to start right here. So you see that you got this beautiful smoky design. I'm just going to scroll in so you can see a little better. Okay, so now we got that one. We don't want one that's exactly the same. So we'll go back into our brushes. Let's try number 7. So if I go into brush settings, space that one out. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. I'm going to up the size on that a little bit. And I'm going to put that one right about here. So these are looking really nice. Okay. So now I'm going to add a new layer. Add another layer. And I'm going to get a little different color. I'm going to try the lime green color. So I'm going to go, you can actually choose your brushes in the brush settings as well. They're right at the bottom there. See what this one is all about. Oh, that's kind of a star, like a highlight. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, you can't even see it. We're not going to bother with that. We'll turn the size up on it. We might be able to see it. Oh, it's little starbursts, little sparkles. Okay. Let's choose this one. Okay. Now this one I'm going to leave it a little bit smaller, 2500. I'm going to put it to about 3000 around there. And I'm going to stagger it so it's not right over the top of the previous smoke that I put on there. Okay. Whoops. Go away. Alright. And I'll grab number 1, the first one. Let's go into brushes. Grab smoke number 1. Brush settings. Space it out. Yep, that's a good one. 2500. We'll leave it at that size. Okay, this is starting to look really good. I wish I wouldn't have put this on here. See which layer this is on. This is on layer 3. If I turn the visibility off, yep, it's on layer 3. I'm just going to get my eraser tool and I'm going to erase that. My eraser tool's on size 13. I'm going to drag that up to about 120. Just get rid of that. I don't like that. Okay, so let's add another layer. We're on layer 4 now. Let's go into our brushes and we'll get number 17. Okay, I'm going to change the color again. I'm going to go like a, not that blue, not that blue, not that blue. Let's see. Try this light blue. I'm going to turn the size up on that. For whatever reason, is not wanting to come through for me. Let's try number 13. Nope. This is weird. Let's try it on a different layer. Huh. Ah, you know why? Because I didn't go back to my brush. I left my eraser tool selected. So I'm going to go into brush again now. And I'm going to go back to my layer 4. Should be no problem now. Oh, that's the same one. That's number 1. So let's hit Control Z. You don't want any two exactly the same shape. So let's get number 15. Turn up the size a little bit. Actually, you can keep them all around the 3000 size mark, because you can put it here or you can drag it down here, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so yeah, that color looks pretty good. Change the color again. Let's get like a greeny yellow. Okay. So we get a different brush now. We'll get, let's see. Let's get number 14. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. We can get a few more now to go over the ones that are already there. So we'll just add another layer. I'm going to get number 9. I'm going to put that as a white, or almost white. And you can just go over the top of the other ones a little bit lower so it looks like it's layered a little bit. Okay, so you got some nice white smoke there. I'm going to put a couple more here. Number 10. And number 18. Okay. So we got our base pattern for our sublimation bag. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put that on the mock-up file and see how it looks on the bag. So I'm going to go Control A, Control Shift C, and that'll copy all those layers even though they're not selected. I'm going to go into my mock-up file here. In my layers, I'm going to get rid of these brushes. In my layers, I got 3 sections. I got coin purse, koozie, and bag. So I'm just going to scroll down now. There's a smart object here. So you can tell a smart object by the little thing here in the corner. So I'm just going to double click on that, and that'll open up a new file. And you can see all the different ones that I've used this mock-up for. Some of the different designs that I've done. But anyway, I'm going to paste this new one over top of the most recent one. I should probably be clearing these out because they would process a lot quicker. So when I paste that, the size is really, really big. So what I got to do now is make sure that layer is selected. I'll hit Control T to transform it. And I'm just going to drag this corner down and keep dragging it up until I get it to the right size. If I knew the exact dimensions of that, I know it's 11 by 13, but I don't know the pixel size. I'm just going to do it this way. I could type it in up here, but I won't. Okay, so it's a little bit short on the bottom, so I'm just going to drag it down. It'll drag proportionate, so as it's getting higher, it'll also get wider. If I don't want that to happen, I'll just hold my shift key while I'm dragging it down. Okay, so now that I got that in there, I'm just going to hit enter. And now I got my design on my mock-up. So I'm going to hit Control S to save that. Now when I go back to my mock-up file, I have that very design on my bag. So if I wanted to add a name to that, I could do that, no problem. Let's just see. My name is Lori. I'm just going to put my name on it, just see what it'll look like. It's a little small. You can use any font, any color, any graphic styles. You can use dart logos, baseball logos, softball logos, soccer for soccer moms. No limit to what you can do with these designs. The ones I have uploaded on my Patreon page as well, they're flat PNG files so that you can add your own text or your own logo if you want to do bags for football team moms. You could certainly do that. That will be a great fundraiser actually. So now that I got that in there, I'm just going to hit Control S and I'll go back to my mock-up. It didn't take. What's going on here? Control S. Something weird here. Let's just move this so that there's some slight change so it'll resave. Just move it a little bit. Okay, see if it updates now. Nope. Okay, I'm going to double click this again. I'm going to put my name on it again. I was saving the wrong file. I think I was saving my koozie file. Let's see. Drag that to where it might look nice. Apply. Control S. Back to my mock-up. And there you go. So if I want to fancy up that name a little bit, oops. I could just double click on this, and that's going to, whoops, lost my mouse pad. That's going to bring up the layer style palette. So I got a few layer styles that I've saved, not very many. Brush coloring styles. There you go. So that's not really the correct color for that particular background, but to fix this I can just go into my color overlay and double click, and I can grab one of the colors out of my design using the eyedropper. Okay, so that shows what that'll look like. The pink really doesn't go with that, so I'm going to go in. I got 2 layers of stroke effects on this, so I'm just going to go in here. Color is black. That's that solid stroke out around there. I'm going to leave that as is. This is the one I want to change. So what I have done here is I got a shape burst gradient put on this. So that's going to, whatever the gradient is, it's going to go from the actual object outwards. I got it set to outside. I got 120 as the size. If I move that up, it'll give it more of a glow. And you get that glow by having one end of the gradient as 100% transparent. So let's just double click in here now and we'll modify this gradient. So you can see over here, opacity is 0 on this end. On this end, it's 100%. So if I click here, it shows the opacity on this end is 100%. So I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to go in here, and now I can use my eyedropper again to grab another color. I might want to use the white, or it'll come up as gray, I think, or I can find the whitest spot I got on here. Okay, so now you got a bit of a grayish, whitish haze around the name on that. So if I want real white, I can just click up here, and now it's white. Say okay, okay. So now I can change the size on this. So you just want a slight glow. Okay. If you don't want it as opaque, you can change the opacity. You can haul that down so that it just barely outlines it and makes it pop out a little bit. Or you can have a real glow and have it up, turned right up. It's up to yourself. There's also some blend modes in here. Let's see what the screen one does. Not much. Vivid light. That kind of arses it up all together. Let's see. Dissolve. That's kind of weird. I don't like that. Multiply. Can't see it at all when you hit multiply. Lighten. Doesn't do much either. I just like to leave it on normal, actually. Angle. you can spin that around. That's not going to do much because it's a gradient. Okay, so we're just going to save that now. Now say I want to be a soccer mom. I'm going to go to my VECTEEZY. Let's see. And I'm going to grab some graphics. New login detected. Yeah, because I logged in on my phone earlier. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to look for some soccer mom stuff. I'm going to log in today. Okay, log in with Google. Yeah, my husband's gone for groceries. Now I'm going to search up some soccer stuff. Okay, we're going to get a soccer ball. This one is really, really realistic looking, so I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to download that. I'm going to double click on it once it pops up there. And I'm going to get the JPEG file. So I'll double click on that and that'll open it right up in Photoshop. So I got to get rid of that background. So this is a locked background, so we'll take the lock off it. Now if I click in here with my magic wand tool, it's going to select everything because of a project I was doing yesterday. I had tolerance set up to 255. You want that around 32. Now this is still a little too much because when it's picking up the white, it's also picking up this section of the soccer ball. Okay, that's great. So now I'm going to invert that selection. I'm going to hit Shift Control I and hit Control C and Control V. So now when I turn the visibility off this base layer, all I got left is my soccer ball. So I'll just right click here and say select pixels. Now I'm going to go back into my bag front design. I'm going to hit Control V and I'm going to pull that down underneath the name. So I got to position this correctly. There, that's about dead center. Okay. So if I hit Control A, Control Shift C, and go back to my mockup file and double click on my smart object again, up here I can just hit Control V, drag this down, okay, so now we go back to our mockup. Now our mockup has our soccer ball and our name on it.